I'm Keith Cardwell, the pastor at Swift Presbyterian Church in Foley, Alabama. I've been pastor here for 13 years, and we have been involved in the life and ministry of the Presbyterian Home for Children all of that time and many years prior to my arrival. Well, we understand the importance of caring for children. In fact, our church has its foundation on nurturing and caring for children. A woman by the name of Miriam Roberts, back at the turn of the previous century, would go along the riverbank and gather children whose parents worked at the sawmills or in the timber industry, would collect the children and bring them up the hill to this spot to teach them Sunday school. They would sit under the piney woods, and she would share the stories of Jesus with them, and had a vision of one day that a church would be here. So our very origins come from care and ministry to children, many of whom came from difficult surroundings. Well, as I said, Miriam Roberts had a dream that one day there would be a church on this site, and that dream became a reality in part because of the hurricane of 1906. In 1907, the church was built using the felled timber, the pine, from that 1906 hurricane. Yeah, they would come up by creek when Miriam Roberts brought the children up here, but even after the church was built, there were no roads. And all along, well, the sawmills were here, but all along the creek were houses, workers for the sawmill, and they would either walk or go by boat and climb the hill up to the church. It was originally called the Little Church in the Piney Woods. This chapel is the original building, 1907, and we have had worship here consecutively since then. And it's a very treasured piece and history of this church. I've been a supporter of the Presbyterian Home for Children for many years, actively involved with their ministry prior to coming here to Swift Church. I was excited when I got here that Swift was already involved in the home and their support. So together we've been able to really build on our commitment and our ministry to the work there. For me, as a pastor, it's something that I can really speak honestly to the congregation. I know the work that's there. I know the validity of the work that they're doing. I want other folks to see the same value in the work and the ministry, and how they have evolved over the years to more than just an orphanage as it began 150 years ago, but how they've morphed with the times to recognize the current needs today. The ways in which we at Swift have supported the home or through our offerings that we collect as a congregation. We have people who contribute individually, people who want their memorials money sent to the home instead of purchasing flowers. We've had people go up and physically do work there. We collect items, clothing and small items for the thrift shop. We have people committed over the years to be on the board of directors and to represent Presbyterian of South Alabama on the board. And then we've had those individual efforts of fundraising bike rides in order to support the home. There are many ways in which our church and your church can be creative in supporting the ministry and the work of the Presbyterian Home for Children.